We begin with ongoing recovery efforts for the damage caused by Hurricane Helene. Residents across the southern tier have planned several supply drives and trips to North Carolina. 12 News' Daniel Curran learned how you can make a difference for those in need.
We just hope if it ever happens up here, we have the same response.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, several people around the southern tier have volunteered to drive to North Carolina with a truck full of supplies. Brandon Gamar of A Great Choice Lawn Care started a supply drive on Thursday before he heads south on Friday. He plans on bringing the community all the necessities.
Non-perishable foods, stuff for babies, diapers, formula, batteries, flashlights, anything you've touched today to get ready for your day, people need down there.
After the storm ripped through the Tar Heel state, several from around the country have rushed to help out. For Rebecca Moore of Freeville, this storm hit close to home.
I actually used to live in the Carolinas for a while. My husband and I actually did part of our honeymoon in Asheville. We've been to Chimney Rock. We've hiked around through there. So it's a little personal to see the level of devastation.
Before Moore makes the drive to see her sister in an affected area, she began a supply drive of her own. Items can be dropped off at locations like Dryden Agway, Arnold's Florist, or Mama Goose in Ithaca. She says so far, the community has shown up in numbers.
A lot of just small town connections that are really working together to get resources here. So that's just been really heartwarming. It's great to see a community coming together to help other places. But then also like on a national level, just seeing the amount of support and people that are working together as well it's been really cool to watch.
Moore believes times like these show the importance of investing in those around you.
We are our best first responder. Your connections with your neighborhood, with your community, your first responding agencies, and just the people around you. I think it's really important that, we had all those tornadoes this past summer. New York has had a record for tornadoes. That could have been us.
The American Red Cross suggests making sure to donate through these drives, as donating directly to affected areas would be costly and less effective. More information can be found on our website, WBNG.com. Daniel Curran, 12 News, Tompkins County.